welcome back. If you're new to my channel or simply not yet subscribed, I'm Brittany, and please make sure to hit that subscribe button and make sure the bell is on, that way you don't miss a single video that I upload. I am so excited about today's topic. Dragons are one of my favorite things. It's, let's see. Aliens, elves, and dragons are my top three. Dragons are such a prominent part of culture all around the world, but maybe none more so than China. Chinese dragons are incredibly recognizable, especially compared to the average idea of a dragon. They're often wingless and they come in this variety of colors, and they fly through the sky by twisting their body. But what if dragons were more than just a myth? What if they actually existed? We're going to be diving into a couple of possible real life dragons that were found. Let's dive into the first one. In the beginning of this year, scientists had discovered fossils that allowed them to reveal a 240 million year old dragon in its entirety for the very first time. This creature comes from the Triassic period in China and was first identified in 2003. But it wasn't until scientists had discovered 5 newer specimens that they were able to depict the creature entirely. This creature is named Dinocephalosaurus orientalis, and one complete fossil was found of this creature. It was curled around like a figure 8 type way, and was very much what you would think of when you thought of a Chinese dragon. The creature was 5 meters long, so pretty big. Professor Li Chun from the Institute of Vertebrate Paleontology and Paleoanthropology in Beijing was the first to uncover the fossils in 2003. He was visiting a small village in Guangzhou province in southern China when he noticed a small vertebrae on a slab of limestone. Local farmers then took him to a pig pen that had several other pieces of limestone that had bone fragments in them. And he pieced these bone fragments together to discover a brand new species. Newer fossils discovered of the creature point to it having 32 vertebrae, which created this incredibly long neck that was most likely used to help catch fish. So scientists still don't know its exact function. Fish are actually still preserved in the stomach of one of the fossils, so we know that fish was a food source. That mixed with the fact that it did have these flippered limbs point to the creature being well adapted to a marine environment, which Chinese dragons, a majority of Chinese dragons are said to actually live in water. To me, this creature definitely gives off more of like a sea monster or lake monster vibe. But if you look at old sailing maps, what were on those? Dragons. The Triassic period is far before humanity. But is it possible that some of these creatures lived on and that people saw them and they became dragons? Or maybe dragons in its entirety are real. In China's northern Hebei province, known as Zhangshikao, in this city, mysterious bones were found. That of a 60-foot long dragon. The skeleton includes a large skull, a long spine, and 2 tiny arms that were laid out over a stretch of grass. Now, some believe that this is just too perfect, that it was a prop for a movie and it was placed there on purpose. However, no one has come forward to claim that they've done this. Others believe that this is actual proof that dragons exist. Authorities did take the skeleton and examine it, but no statements were ever released. So could this be an actual dragon? Is this proof that they're out there? Unlike Western culture dragons that you would see in shows like Merlin, Game of Thrones, or in movies like Lord of the Rings, Chinese dragons are actually benevolent creatures. They are seen as good and lucky. They are said to live in the bottom of seas, lakes, rivers, basically any body of water. Dragon kings controlled the weather and water. And according to Chinese legend, there were 4 dragon kings that each controlled the seas of China. These dragon kings also controlled the rain and the wind. Even to this day, there are still shrines and temples to worship the dragon kings and ask for their blessings for good weather and harvest throughout the year. In ancient times, locals would offer sacrifices to the dragon kings in hopes of appeasing them so they would stop floods or droughts. It's said that thousands of years ago, Yandi, who was a legendary tribal leader, was born through his mother's telepathic connection with a mighty dragon. With the help of the dragon and Huangdi, who's another tribal leader, Chinese civilization was born. It's said that Yang and Huangdi became immortalized as dragons before they had went to heaven. And as time went on, Chinese people would begin referring to themselves as descendants of Yang and Huangdi, and even the descendants of dragons. Other Chinese legends talk about Shenong, otherwise known as the divine farmer. He was the son of a dragon and a beautiful princess. Some say that he was also the father of Huangdi, a yellow emperor. He taught people the art of agriculture and how to use herbal medicine. He was considered a hero to ancient China. This had led to Chinese dragons being thought to bring good fortune, harvest, and prosperity. Chinese dragons are depicted in a variety of colors, and they all have different meanings. Red is considered China's luckiest color. It's often used with decorations of celebrations such as weddings or festivals. The red dragon is then considered lucky. It's also tradition to have red dragons during the dragon dance. Black dragons are often used for vengeance. They often represent evil and are linked to catastrophes such as floods or storms. White dragons symbolize purity and virtue, while blue or green dragons represent the approaching of spring, plant growth, and new life. And yellow dragons are the symbol of the emperor. Yellow is regarded as the royal color, and golden dragons represent power, wisdom, and good fortune. There are also different types of Chinese dragons, opposed to simply just the one that pops in your head when you think of a Chinese dragon. There's the green dragons, also known as the azure dragon, and this is one of the 4 great beasts in Chinese mythology, along with the black tortoise, the vermilion bird, and the white tiger. Each of these beings represent the 4 directions, and the azure dragons represent the east and controls the rain and the wind. In Chinese legend, the winged dragon is known as the ancestor of all the dragons, and it's said to live in the sky. The winged dragon controls the 4 seasons, and they're descendants of the yellow emperor. The coiling dragon is said to live on Earth, and it can't fly, but it has the ability to control time. The horned dragon is said to have lived more than 500 years, and when it hit that 500-year-old mark is when it grew horns. It's powerful and evil and often creates floods. The underworld dragon is said to live in seas, rivers, lakes, or underground. It can control the flow of water. The treasure dragon protects treasure, just like its name states, or personal wealth. The cloud dragon is said to live in the clouds. It flies through the thickest of clouds and makes rain. And last we have the Dragon King, or Old Dragon. This is the most powerful and smartest out of all the Chinese dragons. This particular dragon can shapeshift, even into a human, and can control all of the seas of China in all directions. According to Chinese myths, the dragon had 9 sons with different beings. They are considered the 9 sons of the Chinese dragon and are often depicted in architectural decoration, especially in imperial palaces. As you can probably tell, Chinese dragons are such an important part of their history, probably more so than anywhere else in the world. And there are different cultures where dragon lore is pretty prevalent, so that is saying quite a bit. But what if there is more to dragons than just the myth? What if they're here with us, or even possibly walking among us? I also have another video that talks all about dragons of all different kinds all around the world. Definitely make sure to check that video out. I will have it linked. Let me know what you guys think about the fossils that were found and what you think dragons actually are. Do you think that they are dragons? Do you think that they were a prehistoric creature that became dragons? I'd love to hear all of your guys' thoughts. Put them in the comments. Make sure to like this video, hit the subscribe button, and until next time, I love you guys. Bye.